What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about $5,000 cars and why I choose to go a different direction when it comes to them. I'm going to lay out exactly the difference between owning a $5,000 car for cash and leasing one for 3 years and what your total outgo of money would be on that particular scenario. So stick with me. I hope you learned something today. And as usual, if you got comments, drop them in the box below, and we're starting right now. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time visiting with us today, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified every time we go live or we drop a new video. All right, let's get right into it. So let's talk about what happens when folks end up wanting to look for a vehicle that they can buy for cash for $5,000, $7,000, you know, cars below $10,000. Let's talk about that for a little bit to explain that particular situation and see how I can teach you guys to forecast your vehicles a little bit better, so that way you don't end up in the situation where we have to get a car like this at all times. So I've seen a lot of different scenarios where, you know, people that have a car that breaks down, they have a car that gets totaled in an accident. That's where this needs to start. So like if you're driving a vehicle that's out of warranty right now, you have to realize that at some point in time that vehicle is not going to run anymore, or it's going to have some issues. Some vehicles do better than others. We're not having that argument today, but you know, it's not going to last forever. I'm even willing to bet that, like me, you've probably heard someone say, hey, I'm going to drive this car till the wheels fall off. In their mind, they're thinking, yeah, I'm going to drive this car till the wheels fall off. I'm just going to do the regular maintenance. I'm going to take care of it. And one day the wheels are going to fall off and I'm going to have to do something else. But the question I usually have for people that tell me that is, hey, what are you going to do when the wheels fall off? And when they hear that question, clients typically tell me they don't know. They don't have a clue what they're going to do. Remember, guys, these cars are getting more expensive every year. They keep stepping up. They keep getting more expensive, more valuable, more items are being added to them, like the safety tech and all of these things. So you've got to understand that whatever your current situation is going to come to an end at some point in time. That being said, let's talk a little bit about how you can start thinking about your transportation needs in a little bit better light. So I already said the first thing, you know, basically understand that this isn't going to last forever. You're going to have to do something, whether you buy a $5,000 car today or if you're driving a brand new car right now. At some point that situation is going to come to an end. So what can you do to make sure that your plan is bulletproof, that you've got some type of a plan that helps you process what your transportation needs are going to cost you? And I think the first thing to that is just understanding it, right? Understanding that, all right, even if I get a $5,000 car today, I know that this has a limited shelf life. Like this isn't going to be around forever, so I've got to make the most of it. And I've also got to do some backup planning when it comes to what I'm going to do next. What's my next move going to be? And so I want to just say this first, you know, if I was in the market for a $5,000 car, looking for something reliable, looking for something that's going to suit my needs for an undisclosed amount of time, I would probably be doing what most of my clients ask me for. They're looking for Hondas, they're looking for Toyotas. I would definitely stay away from Audis and BMWs and Mercedes and all of the higher end luxury cars. They tend to have a lot of issues once they're in this particular price range. I will say that it's easier said than done. You know, finding $5,000 cars is something that I'm not good at. So, you know, doing it on your own on Craigslist is going to be a challenge. So the next thing I would have in place is a mechanic that you trust. I have great mechanics here in the Springs that I can recommend you to. One of them being Honest Accurate Auto Service. Those guys are amazing, and they will look at that vehicle before you purchase it. That's the first thing I would do in that order, is find the vehicle that I can have a mechanic inspect and look at it as deeply as possible. And then, you know, maybe that would be a good purchase for you. However, that's step one. You know, if you're going to do a $5,000 car, go ahead, look for it in Craigslist, go drive the car, do all of those things, have a mechanic look at it before you buy it, and then move to step two, which is just enjoy that car and plan for what's going to happen when you no longer have that car. Because even though you just got it today, it's not going to last forever. And I've got to get you guys to think in that mindset of this is temporary. Okay, option two is get a loan on a vehicle. So if you've got $5,000 cash and you were looking for a car like that and you can't find it, option two is to use that money as a down payment on a vehicle that you can purchase over short-term financing period, like 3 to 5 years. I am always a big fan of a newer car is better than an older car. It seems as though our common sense when we're looking at used cars is like, hey, it's older, it's cheaper. I'm like, yeah, it's cheaper today. However, as time goes on and you have to do tires and brakes and alignments and oil changes and the car's leaking in your driveway, then you start realizing that you are spending more than what you would have spent if you just would have purchased a more expensive vehicle that is newer. So that's option two. Option two is use your cash down that you were going to use your cash that you were going to use to purchase a car and just apply it as a down payment on a vehicle that you can get a loan on. That's going to help you long term as far as being able to plan the longevity of your car. And typically with that type of a scenario, you're looking at being able to get a car that'll last for 5 years. Option three is leasing a vehicle, which is not a fix-all for everybody's situation, but some people overlook it. And what I mean by overlook it is they are about to spend $5,000 on a car that's about 15 years old and expect it to last a long period of time, when if you had a payment of $275 a month for 36 months, that's about $9,900. So like, $4,000 more, and you could have a brand new vehicle under warranty for the entire time that you're driving it. Now, I'm not going to say one is better than the other, or one is right and one is wrong. I don't believe that myself. However, as I've gotten older, I've realized that I don't like doing maintenance on vehicles. Even though I was a mechanic, I don't like working on my car. So a $5,000 car to me means I'm going to have to do work on it, and it's not going to have the technology that I'd like it to have. It's not going to have Bluetooth, all of these things. So looking at a different option like taking out a loan on a vehicle or leasing a vehicle is just more appealing to me. You are going to have to decide which option is best for you and which suits your lifestyle. I like the leasing option because you can forecast 6, 7, 8, 9 years of vehicle use, and you don't need any money down. I always look at leases with zero down because I think putting money down just means we're buying too much car and the payment's just higher than what we need it to be. So if you have to put money down, give that some thought. Contact me, post it in the comments box. I'll let you know my thoughts on it. But leasing is just another option you could look at if you are contemplating buying a $5,000 car versus doing something that might suit you a little bit better. So let's review. Option one, make sure that you find a nice $5,000 car that you can buy and drive it yourself, and then have a mechanic look at it before you buy it. Option two, do a loan on a vehicle. So use that $5,000 that you have that you were going to apply towards an older used vehicle and use it as a down payment on a vehicle that you can buy in 3 to 5 years. That is a great option for some of you. And then, you can keep that car for as long as possible, but keep in mind, you're going to have to plan for the demise of that car at some point as well. They just don't last forever. Option three, definitely consider leasing. So if you're looking to put $5,000 into a car for a little bit more money, you can have a brand new vehicle at a payment you can afford and keep that car for 3 years. Now, we've got lots of other videos that you can check out. We've got car buying tips. We've got business tips in our library on my channel. So if you need more car buying tips, check out some of the videos that are listed here and leave your thoughts below for us in the comments box. Also, like the video, share it with your friends. Have a great day. My name is Ronnie Haskins.